Welcome back to the MYP Design Mastery Series. In the last episode, we talked about Criterion A, Strand 1, explaining and justifying the need. Now that you know the problem and the user, it's time to go deeper. Welcome to Criterion A, Strand 2, identify and prioritizing research. The part of Criterion A that helps you prove you understand what information you actually need to design a successful solution. Criterion A2 is not just about collecting random facts. It asks you to identify what you still need to learn, explain why that information is important, and then prioritize research, meaning that you decide what is most important and what is secondary or optional. Most students lose marks here because they simply copy-paste internet information instead of showing thinking. This strand is more about strategy, not Google. To score well, you need both types of research, primary research and secondary research. Primary research. Primary research is basically the information you collect yourself. Examples could have interviews, surveys, observations, photos of user behavior, real measurements. This research is valuable because it comes directly from the user you are designing for. Then we have secondary research. Secondary research is the information from existing sources. Examples could be market analysis, product research, design trends, materials research, safety standards, functionality of existing solutions. Both of them are needed, but one may be more important depending on your project. How do we identify our research needs? You start by asking yourself a simple question. What don't I know yet that would affect my final design? Examples. What materials are safe? What size is comfortable for the user? What design features already exist? What limitations or constraints must I follow? Then explain why each research point is needed. Let's take an example. I need to research current key holder designs so I can understand what features work well and what limitations exist. This will help me design a better version. This kind of explanation makes the examiner very happy. You talk about the what, you explain the why, and you're good to go. How do we prioritize research? This part is where most students jump from level 4 to level 7 or 8. To prioritize research, you must label it as high priority, which is absolutely essential, medium priority, helpful but not critical, low priority, extra information. An example, high priority would be user interviews about forgetting keys. High priority would be size of key holder and space available. Medium priority would be materials used in existing designs. And then low priority would be historical evolution of key holders. If you really want to get the top marks, explain why each one has the priority you gave it. I'm going to pause for a second to allow you to think about that. Explain why each one has the priority you gave it. Think about that. Why each has a priority you gave it. Okay, after you've prioritized your research, we create what we call a research plan. What is a research plan? A research plan basically is a simple table with 4 columns. It has a research question. It has a method. The methods are categorized as either primary or secondary. it has a priority which is categorized as high, medium, or low, and then why is needed. So our table would have 4 columns: the research question, the method you're going to use to research, primary or secondary, is it through interviews, is it through surveys. The third column will be the priority, is it high, medium, or low, and then the fourth column will be why is needed. I need to find out the size of the key holder so that I can see what they are comfortable to carry around with. Let's take an example. I have a research question which says, what features help users remember their keys? The method is, I'm going to use an interview. The priority, it's high. Why? It directly informs the design features. This shows organization, reasoning, and purpose. Everything the rubric wants. A top scoring Criterion A Strand 2 section has clear, relevant research questions, includes the justification for each research decision, shows prioritized thinking, feels connected to the user's problem from Criterion A Strand 1. If your research does not directly help you design your product, remove it. Criterion A Strand 2 is where you prove that your project is not random, but informed, structured, and focused on the user. In the next video, we'll move to Criterion A Strand 3, analyzing existing products, where we look at effective ways of evaluating what's already out there. If this video helped you, subscribe and continue mastering MYP Design. Till next time, goodbye.